Hey there, English expanders. It's me, Agnes, again, and today I'm going to talk about two of the most popular speaking tests, which are very different from each other. And today I want to look at this topic in the next episode of Expand Your English, which is the 15th episode so far. So I couldn't believe last year that I would be doing 15 episodes of Expand Your English. Oops, my hair is in my eyes. Because I think I'm not very good on video, but each and every Saturday morning, I'm here with my tips for you to be a better candidate at the speaking test. Welcome everyone. Hi Agnes, it's nice to have you here. So we'll take advantage of my live show today. Now, before starting anything, I would like to start with the question of the day. The question of the day is, which speaking test do you think is the easiest to take? Right? You know me, I always talk about the speaking test because I'm focusing on that part of the exam. I think I'm good at preparing students for the speaking test. Agnes and Fanny can also tell that my lessons are really communicative, and we are preparing for the speaking test very hard. But a lot of people think that some speaking tests are easier than the others. Now, what do you think? Which speaking test is easier for you? And you can write down why. If you don't know which speaking test you would like to take, then just please type, I don't know, in the comments, all right? So, show the others that you are here. Hi, Tundi, nice to have you here again. So show the others that you are here, like and comment, and believe me, you will get an answer to each and every questions of yours. So let's get started until the comments are coming in. Hi there. Hi, Fanny. Nice to see you. Nice to have you here. I hope you are fine, and please let me know what's going on with you, because I haven't seen you for a long time. Right, now today I'm going to compare two of the most popular speaking tests, the Origo speaking test and the Euro exam speaking test. I would like to start with the Euro exam because a lot of people fear the Origo exam, especially the speaking test. Let me tell you a story before we move on. 20 years ago, and more than 20 years ago, the Origo or the Rigo Street exam was the only exam in Hungary before before the market opened up for other language exams. And there were urban legends of the Origo exams, especially the speaking test, how the examiners, how to tell you in a sophisticated way, how the examiners played tricks on the candidates. There were stories about the love life of whales. Yeah, you heard it correctly. So there were urban legends about that at the Origo speaking test, some candidates needed to talk about the love life of whales, the big animals living in the sea, the big mammals. And then there were other urban legends where other candidates had to talk about how an airplane looked like and how an airplane was built or something like that. We all feared these topics. We were thinking, oh my God, how I will answer these questions if I get asked about the love life of whales. And you know what? With now, hi Timmy, nice to have you here too. Now I would think that oh my God, how I wish I would get a question like this, because in that way I can show that my communicational skills are so intelligent and good that I can handle this topic. You know, I'm sure if some students got these questions at the speaking test, they would black out and they wouldn't say anything. But if you are one of my students, you would take this challenge and say something like this: I'm sorry, the love life of whales is not my cup of tea, but the other day I saw a dolphin on television and blah, 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 blah. So you would change the topic and show that you can react to the examiner's surprising sentences. You can react to them, and then you will show that with the help of communication and communicational strategies, you can change the topic. Easy like this, right? It's a piece of cake now. You don't have to be afraid of the questions you get. You just have to know how to react to them. So let's jump to the Euro exam speaking test, and let's look at the different parts at the exam. Right, I need some help so that I won't make any mistakes. So usually the speaking test at the Euro exam lasts for 20 minutes. You will have 10 minutes of preparation time, and in that 10 minutes you can use a dictionary. What are you going to prepare for in the 10 minutes? It's the picture story exercise, because at the Euro exam, you won't get one single picture. No, you will get a series of pictures, at least 9 or 10 pictures, where there is a story of these pictures. So this is why this exercise is called a picture story. For that, you will have 10 minutes of preparation with a dictionary. The main difference between the Origo and the Euro exam speaking test is that in the Euro exam, there are 2 students taking the exam at the same time. Yes, you're going to have a fellow student sitting next to you, because you're going to talk to each other in certain parts of the exam. In the first exercise, the examiner is going to ask you, or in the first task, the examiner is going to ask you 1 or 2 questions about general topics, personal topics, so one by one. So you don't have to communicate with your fellow student, but the examiner is going to ask you some questions. In the second task, you are going to present your picture story. You need to talk about this picture story for 2 minutes without stopping, right? That may sound very, very horrifying, but you will have the pictures there. And if you know enough linking words, and if you know how to use the past simple and the reported speech, you will have no difficulties with talking about the picture story. The next exercise is really easy. You will get 3 role play cards each. 3 you and 3 the fellow student, and you go one by one, and you're going to act out the situation with the examiner. Don't think of very long situations. They are really short ones. For example, you are at the supermarket and you're looking for butter. Ask the shop assistant about it, and then you're going to start the conversation, and it's going to take half a minute each, I think, at the Euro exam. And then the last exercise, in the last task or exercise, you're going to have to communicate with your partner, with your fellow student, and you're going to solve a problem together. In that part, you will need to talk about different topics, and you will need to come to an agreement and make a list of the 3-5 most important factors of a question. Let me tell you an example. For example, Right. You need to organize a party for Saturday, and you need to talk about, you need to agree on the 5 most important tasks and who is going to do what. And in that part of the exam, you need to show how well you can communicate with the fellow student. Yeah. That's the part where a lot of students are afraid of the Euro exam. What if they get a much better student than them? I think that's not a very bad situation, because in that way, your partner, who is much, much better than you, can lead the communication, and maybe he can help you with asking questions, and you can then react to his questions or her questions, and then real communication is starting, and then you will get higher communicational points. The other factor is when your fellow student is not as good as you or much worse than you. In that way, it's not a bad thing either, because now you can show how you can help the students with questions, with asking good questions, or reacting to his, how you can react to what he's saying to you. That's a good idea. Oh, I don't think that's a wonderful idea, and so on. Now, this was the Euro exam speaking test, and let's get to the Origo exam, which lasts about 15 minutes. In the first part, you're going to introduce yourself to the examiners, maybe in 1 minute, maybe in 2 minutes, maybe in half a minute. It depends on the examiner. And then after this exercise, you will get 2 topics to talk about, and the examiner is going to ask you questions about these topics. You know, there are 17 to 25 topics in each language exams. You need to prepare about these topics. And if you are prepared, you will get no surprise questions whatsoever. And then in the next exercise, you will get 2 pictures. You need to choose 1 picture, and it's called picture description task. And compared to the Euro exam, here you don't have to talk about a picture story, but you need to talk about a single picture. And I told you a million times, please don't just list all the things that you can see in the picture, but please talk about the topic the picture is connected to. If you can see a family in this picture, then the topic can connect it to family or free time. If you see a student in the picture learning or studying or at school, your topic is connected to education, and you can then connect the whole picture to your life and talk about your educational story. Easy cheesy, right? And the third and last exercise in the Origo speaking test is the situational exercise, the role play activity. It's different than in the Euro exam, because in the Euro exam, I told you, you will get 3 short situations, but in the Origo exam, you will get 1 longer situation, and your role card is not in English, but in Hungarian. And there are some longer points that you need to take care of. But as I told you last week, you can always take a look at the role play card anytime. But of course, you cannot look at it all the time. You need to discuss the situation or act out the situation with the examiner. And the most important thing is to react and ask questions and start real communication, not just not just like the examiner is asking you questions like in the Spanish Inquisition or something like that, but you also ask questions back and react to what she's saying. And in that way, your communicational points are going to fly high. Believe me, this strategy works. I know what I'm talking about, because I'm preparing my students with this strategy that I've just shown you in 15 minutes. This strategy works. My students may not get the best points in grammar and vocabulary, but they get the highest points in the communicational part. And you know what? The communicational part in some exams is the majority of points. For example, in Origo, I guess, if I'm not mistaken, it's 25 points, and grammar is only 10 points. So what do you need to work on? Your communicational strategies, how to ask better questions, how to react to the examiner or to your fellow student in a better way. Now, this is what you need to work on. And if you want to work on this, you can always visit my blog, blog.englishexpander.net. It's in Hungarian, but I will give you some video lessons there too about how to, for example, agree or disagree with somebody. If you look through my blog, you will find these video lessons with complete sentences to talk about and to learn. And if you want some more tips, you can join my 3-part video series, which is absolutely free. You can find it also on my blog site, and you can apply for that at www.englishexpander.net right away. And if you want to prepare with me for your speaking test, then you need to look for the English Expander shop in the Facebook page, and there you can find my very popular program, Speaking Exam Pass, which helped so far 13 students who prepared with me with the Speaking Exam Pass program for the speaking test, and these 13 students were successful exam takers with the help of the program. Some of them were suffering with the speaking test for ages, and then they found the program, and in their first speaking test they were successful and they could finally get their degrees. Okay, so don't hesitate to look at the Euro exam and the Origo exams. They are very, very popular nowadays, and choose which one is better for you. If you think that Origo or Euro exam would suit you best, please type them down in the comments. All right? It was nice to have you here for today. I'm finished, and I can see that Fanny was here, Timmy was here, Agnes was here. It was so good to have you all here. And next week we are going to meet again, and feel free to comment and ask questions and suggest topics for the next episode of Expand Your English, which is going to take part next week. Until then, see you. Bye.